engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Faith on Film. We're so excited that you're with us today. Holly, how you doing?
Always excited to have these people with us and excited about the show today. We've got something fun to talk about. Well, I do anyway. I'm going to be talking about a movie that I went and saw being filmed at the AT Stadium in Dallas, Texas. And I'll tell you more about it when we get to that part.
Fantastic. Well, and of course, what we have coming up here is Melissa Anschutz from Encourage TV, and she's here to tell us about a movie that is available now on Encourage TV. And what we'll do is take a look at the trailer, and then we'll go on and interview not only the producer of the movie, but the guy whose story this movie is all about. The movie is called Never Give Up, and it's a great story. You don't want to turn this channel. You want to stick around here. So let's take a look at the trailer. Hello, Melissa. How you doing?
I'm good. Hi, Isaac. It's so great to be back on the show.
It's so great. It's so great to have you. Did I ever tell you my first daughter's name is Melissa?
I don't think so.
Well, yeah.
What a great name, right? I mean,
do you know what the name Melissa? Do you know the biblical meaning of the name Melissa?
Tell me.
Honeybee. That's what it means, honeybee. But we're, of course, not here to talk about honeybees today. What are we talking about?
We are talking about our featured film of the month, Never Give Up. It is such a great film, so well done. It is based on the true story of the life of Brad Mins, who was a deaf tennis player. It's about overcoming adversity, the challenges that are presented to us in our lives and what we do with those. It's just such an inspiration to everyone who's going to watch it, and I cannot wait for your audience to see it.
Yeah, I, of course, saw it already. I loved it. Very impressive how this guy really didn't, he was deaf, but he didn't learn sign language. His mom made him learn how to read lips, and that was an impressive thing.
Yeah, he had such good support from his family, and it's a wonderful, wonderful film. He was actually deaf at the age of 3, so he wasn't born deaf. He became deaf at the age of 3. So, I mean, and he's such an incredible person. I aspire to be
not deaf.
as incredible as he is.
You don't aspire to be deaf, but just
no.
Now, where can people see this movie?
Oh, please come to Encourage TV to watch it. It is our YouTube channel. Encourage TV has all kinds of wonderful films. After you watch Never Give Up, please watch them all. It is free to subscribe. Never costs, and you can watch all kinds of family-friendly entertainment there. So please come there. We do, just to let you know, have a Spanish channel now as well, Encourage TV Espanol, and we are just getting ready to launch our kids channel. So we've got a couple more channels that we're launching, but Encourage TV has been around for quite a while. So yeah, please subscribe and enjoy Never Give Up.
And I just want to make sure people know that Encourage TV is a sponsor of this show. So we're very thrilled to help promote Encourage TV.
We are proud sponsors because we love your show.
Thank you. Now, we're going to have you on, not just for these 2 minutes pushing into a movie, but to tell us all about what's going on there at Encourage and those other channels that you're talking about. That's a lot of information that I think we need to talk about soon.
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, I would love to talk about it and kind of give the viewers a chance to understand how to get to each of those channels. And yeah, that's great. That sounds great. I'll come back on the show if that's all right with you.
Fantastic. Now, who are we going to interview right now? It's Brad, who's this is his name.
The story's
Brad,
about Brad. Yep, it's about his life. And Rick Eldridge, who's just an incredible producer, just wonderful person all around. You're going to interview both of those gentlemen.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a look at the trailer to Never Give Up, and then we'll come back with Brad and Rick. Holly. I was going to call you Holly. No, you're Honeybee.
I'm Honeybee, but so is Holly.
We will see you again next month.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Isaac.
Welcome to the 15th World Games of the Deaf. I'm Dan Court with tennis legend Stan Smith.
I really thought newcomer Brad Mins would have a great shot against the reigning gold medalist.
We're in the third set. Osborne is serving for the match. There are some unique rules for deaf tennis. You can't play with hearing aids.
Which means they're playing in complete silence.
Mins has been deaf since age 3, had a high fever as a child.
I'm afraid it's not good news. Between 80 and 90% hearing loss.
Osborne leads 40 love, 5 games to love, third set.
Match point. Osborne. God, help me. Most families choose sign language.
I don't know what you're signing.
Is there another option?
Teach him to lip read, get a pair of high-end hearing aids, but institutionalization would probably be best. He's always going to be a deaf kid in a hearing world.
We've made our decision. You're going to need to put him in the front row so that he can read your lips.
Don't you think he should be at a deaf school? Oh, gotcha.
You want to win at tennis?
Yes, sir, Mr. Davis.
Then we're going to make you a champion.
Well done, man.
He can't hear you.
I don't need him to hear. I need him to win.
World Games for the Deaf? What's that?
Maybe you could play for Team USA.
Mins somehow returned it.
This is a perfect example of why deaf tennis is more difficult than the kind of matches I played. I would have heard the ball hit the strings. Osborne didn't.
You have to be better than the best.
This is a sport you can play.
Gentlemen, welcome to Faith on Film. So excited to have you on today.
Great to be here. Absolutely.
Rick, I think I'll start with you. Now, you, of course, have been in this business for many, many, many years. In fact, a couple of months ago on my own personal blog that I do, I invited people to watch a movie that you did, which was The Mulligan, because it was just such a wonderful movie. I had forgotten all about it. I happened to watch it a couple months ago, and I'm like, oh man, I got to tell people to go watch this film. And then, of course, I remember, oh my gosh, I think it was like in 2009. And this is just 2 of a bunch of movies you've done, but I remember another one because we went to do a junket interview on it, and that was The Perfect Game, which was another wonderful movie. So now tell me, how did you come to this movie?
Well, Brad and I met through a men's ministry in Orlando. I was I have a home, and that's my main home was in Charlotte at the time, and we have a little condo in Orlando that we go back and forth to. And when I'm there, I'll go to the CBMC meeting, and just a bunch of guys that get together and talk about the Lord and have a little Bible study in the mornings. And one of the guys that led the group said, "Hey, you should read this book. It's by a guy here locally who." And he went on and kind of told a little bit of Brad's story and did an okay job of that. And I'm, I get books, I get scripts, I get lots of stuff. And so I said, yeah, okay, I'll see what I can do with it. So I took it, and it sat around for a while. Finally, I started reading it, and I said, I'd like to meet Brad. And so Brad's wife, Jenny, and I, and my wife actually met at a Denny's restaurant. And it took me about 5 minutes of meeting Brad and hearing his excitement for the Lord and his enthusiasm. And, the remarkable thing for me was here I am sitting across the table talking to a deaf guy who understands about 90% of what I'm saying, reading lips, which was pretty amazing. And but we just had a wonderful time there. And I left there and told my wife then, I said, we got to figure out a way to get this movie told and let this story get out there. Such an encouraging story of overcoming, of just being used with your talents and your gifts. And we took about 2 years, but we got it done. And it's exciting to see it out there and touching a lot of people.
Amen. Yes. Brad, this one's for you. Now, this, of course, the movie is your story, your own personal true story. And it really kind of all centers around this one match, which is, I guess, the College Pro Olympics. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't follow tennis, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. But you were kind of really headed towards defeat. Now, how did you come back from being literally on the brink of defeat?
This was the 1985 World Games for the Deaf held in Los Angeles, specifically at Pepperdine University in Malibu. It was my first exposure to deaf culture and deaf tennis players. I grew up in the hearing world. After losing my hearing at the age of 3, my mother got me into tennis at a young age, and I was playing in the hearing event. But while I was playing in college, my coach gave me a newspaper clipping advertising tryouts for the World Games for the Deaf. So I made the team, qualified to go to Los Angeles, and I find myself in the final against the defending champion, Jeff Osborne. He had to win 3 out of 5 sets to win the gold. Jeff won the first set. He won the second set. He's winning 5 games, 40-love in the third set. Now that's as far down as anybody can get in the game of tennis. It seems like an impossible situation. And I wanted to win this match so bad. I had trained for it. I believed I could do it, but nothing was working. And so I tried to pray. I said a 3-word prayer. I said, God, help me. And I wasn't a born-again believer at this time, but I was always taught to pray and ask God to help. So I prayed with all my heart. I said, God, help me. And then I just kept playing and doing what I was trying to do. And 5 hours later, won the gold medal. And so that match has stuck with me my entire life. I've shared that story about overcoming obstacles, adversity, and persevering through tough times with just about everybody I meet. And it's been with me my whole life. It's been my, my motto, never give up. And so making a movie, writing a book, has been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember.
Wow. Now, I am pretty impressed with the way, because you don't sign, right? Still, I know in the movie it shows that you didn't sign. You never did. Have you ever learned to sign yet?
So my mother wanted me to read lips and communicate. And so I spent a lot of time with a speech therapist learning how to speak. And I never had any deaf friends. I never met anybody that was deaf until I got to the World Games for the Deaf. And everybody was signing except for me, basically. So I never was exposed to sign language except at these games. I fell in love with the athletes and sign language. I still have a lot to learn, and I'm going to have to stick with my motto never give up when it comes to sign language.
Wow.
I don't know a whole lot of sign language.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, we've been watching, the World Olympics here this last few weeks, and you see these athletes that their whole life is just built around this one match or this one run or this one whatever it is, and everything centers around that. And then put that in a perspective of where Brad was at. There is no further down than you can get. It's known as the greatest come-from-behind victory ever in the sport of tennis, on a pro level, a college level, on any level. And it's pretty amazing, that feat. But what's more amazing is that 3-word prayer that led him to see that God really cares about me, and really helped him turn the corner to what now allows him to now share his struggles and his issues that he deals with in a very overcoming way, only through the love of Christ and the comfort of Him. And it's today Brad's a strong believer, and his testimony has really reached many people. And see this movie as a platform to do more of that.
I think an important point right there, by the way, is that you don't need to have elaborate prayers to get God to hear you.
That's right.
Just those 3 words. And I mean, those 3 words, and it could be 3 other different words, which I think are probably extremely important. That is, God save me.
Yep.
And that would,
Absolutely.
So just 3 words and He'll listen. Now, let's get over into the movie a little bit now. Because, Walt Disney, I think he really understood the amount, the tremendous influence that a movie can have on the young minds, teenagers, kids, whatever. And you know, unfortunately, a lot of what Disney's putting out now, and I'm going to say it, is really a very negative influence, I think, that is having on our kids and on our teenagers and really on all of us, and just really turning our culture into something that is definitely not moral. You know, they're really putting out a lot of woke messages, and movies, of course, can do that and determine kind of what our adulthood would be. What, how does this movie, Not Giving Up, impact young lives in a more positive way?
Well, I think, Brad, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, take that.
Well, yeah, you're right. What Walt Disney said about movies and influencing young minds. I love movies growing up. My dad and I would go to movies all the time. We would watch Walt Disney on Sunday night after Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom. And it was a great way to start the new week. They were family-centered, they were inspiring, and memorable. And so movies have impacted me as a youngster, and I've always loved movies. And, you know, up until recent times, you know, my wife and I would go to the Red Box, look at the Red Box, and you just see so much dark and evil movies. And so we never read those. So we prayed and we asked God, you know, please, Lord, send godly movie makers, writers, producers, musicians, that kind of thing. And so when I wrote down my prayer request, you know, to make a movie, God sent Rick Eldridge. Rick Eldridge was a godsend. America's blessed to have people like Rick Eldridge who get things done in the entertainment world. His movies are family-centered. They're inspirational. They make you feel better when you watch them. And so Rick has been a blessing to us in creating this movie. And,
well, thank you. It's a joy to do it, and a real opportunity to shepherd your story, which is so powerful. And I know your question was, you know, how does this relate to people today? And you know, the thing that I saw in the family, we did a lot of research, you know, looking back at the relationship that Brad had with his family, and they loved him and cared for him and wanted him to integrate into society with his issues that we had with speech through you know, communicating with lip reading, which is probably twice as hard as learning how to sign. But what an amazing thing! They wanted to be able to see him communicate in a regular world, go to a regular school, to be a regular kid and do normal things. But it's a story of overcoming. It's a story of love and family, connecting with each other, you know, dealing through whatever adversities that you come about and overcoming those. And really, the tennis match is a metaphor. It's an exciting thing to see, and it's an amazing feat that happened in Brad's life. But it's a metaphor for what all of us deal with in adversity every day, and how those three words, God save me, God help me, God protect me. My pastor even wrote a book called 3-Word Prayers. And it's pretty powerful when you think about it. His name is David Chadwick, and you can get that online. It has nothing to do with this movie, but it's a great book, and it does have to do with this movie because of the 3 words.
3 words.
We actually bought a bunch of them and gave them away at our premiere because it was so meaningful and powerful. But you were absolutely right in what you said earlier. You know, our prayers, you know, God's there for us, you know, and we just need to reach out however we can with whatever we have. And he hears and he understands. Yeah. And just like he touched Brad's life through a 3-word prayer, you know, it's there for you.
Amen. Amen. Now, I have to admit, the first time I experienced the lip reading thing was actually with a young lady that was in the movie. She's the lady that's on the stands, and there's quite a few cuts of. So I met her a couple of years ago and had no idea she was deaf because I'm having this full-on conversation. Now she's you know, her vocabulary, of course, was I should say the sound of her voice I could tell there was
Yeah.
something. I didn't know if it was something in her, within her tongue or what. But I had no idea she was deaf because we had this very intense conversation, and she was right. She never missed a word. And then when I found out she was deaf, I was extremely impressed. Okay, well, let me ask you, Rick, where can people watch this movie? Now, I know that this is a segment that is sponsored by BMG, because on their platform, Encourage TV. So I know they can go watch it on Encourage TV, correct?
That's right, they can, and I think BMG would love for them to do that. But pretty much anywhere you can get movies. It's Apple TV, it's Tubi, it's Amazon. Wherever you want it. The movie's available on multiple platforms. You can find it anywhere, and I encourage you to watch it. Watch it with your family. It's a family film, and you see the connectivity, the interaction with family. It's a safe film, and that's what we love about it. So I hope you will. Hope you'll tune into it.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. And Brad, thank you for making this great story available to Rick to produce. And Rick, thank you for producing another of one of many wonderful movies. All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for letting the world know about it. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Lee Allen Baker from Bringing Back Christmas, and you're watching Faith on Film.
Hello, my name is Alejandro Monteverde. I'm the writer and director of Sound of Freedom, and you're watching Faith on Film.
You know, Holly, I really enjoyed talking to Rick Eldridge, who, of course, has directed or has produced really quite a few great movies. And, of course, Brad Mintz, who the movie is all about. Great overcomer story with him being a tennis player who couldn't hear a thing. And from what I understand by seeing the movie, is that you kind of really have to hear how the opponent hits the ball, where it hits the ground, to kind of know how you're going to react. And for them not to be able to do that, I think is very, very interesting.
I can't imagine playing a sport and not hear, especially like tennis, like you say, hearing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And true, what an overcoming story. How inspiring.
I know. And by the way, it's a Texas story.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? We've had quite a few Texas stories lately.
We do. As a matter of fact, I've got a Texas story to tell.
Ooh.
I was invited to AT&T Stadium, Texas AT&T Stadium. Everybody knows what goes on there, or they should anyway. And I was invited to watch a movie called Love at the Kettle, and it was being filmed, just one scene being filmed. But it stars Alexa PenaVega. Now, Alexa PenaVega, y'all may remember her from from Spy Kids, Spy Kids. Well, I interviewed her back then, and it was amazing. I followed her all through her career. She's married to Carlos PenaVega. He's in the movie, so it's a husband and wife. There's a love story. The Salvation Army is involved because the kettle, get it? So that's involved. Let's take a look at some clips.
Okay, you get to star with your wife in this movie.
I do.
Which not everybody gets to do. That's kind of cool.
This is like number 10 for us, actually.
Is it? You guys have done a lot.
10 or 11. It's been a lot, yeah.
You've done a lot. You've got a career together, married in. Okay, but in this one you're singing. Let's talk about your song.
We're singing, so I'm singing and she's singing. So we have 4 original songs that I wrote. 2 of them I sing and 2 of them she sings. And it's a Christmas movie for Great American Family.
Yes.
2 of them are Christmas songs, and they're so good they're going to be stuck in your head, I promise.
Are you the new Mariah Carey for Christmas songs?
Me? No, I mean,
is it going to be like popular like that?
I hope so.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sing just one little line of the one that's bringing back for him.
Get him back for, so Alexis sings it, but it's like, I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna get him back for Christmas. That's all I'm gonna give you.
I love it, but I love even that we got
and there's
that.
jingle bells in there.
Okay, so are you guys romantically involved in this movie?
In this movie and in real life, yes.
But for sure in the movie.
Because
Christmas romance, everyone wants to see that.
Christmas romance, but you know what? The entire movie, I'm trying to help her get somebody else back. And then she realizes that the him that she wanted, I was actually the him. You know,
it's you.
And it's me.
And it's you.
Hopefully. You have to watch the movie to find out.
So is the message about giving back?
There is a heavy message about giving back, but also a message about taking time to find out who you are as a person and what you want, and sometimes it's okay to step away and reevaluate your life.
Reevaluate your life. Can't wait to see it. Thank you.
You're gonna love it. We'll see you guys soon.
Love you. First of all, can I say it?
Yes.
I'm excited, Faith on Family. Because I tell you what,
again.
Faith on Film Family, I should say. I'm excited because I interviewed her for her
Spy Kids years ago, and then again on Do You Believe?
Spy Kids, and then we did an interview for Do You Believe. And
so you've really seen me grow up.
I've seen her grow up. That's the thing. For all of you Spy Kids fans out there.
I'm a part of your family now.
That's just what it is. But the beautiful thing is you have your own family, don't you?
I do.
How many?
I do. So I have I had 4 little ones. I have 3 and 1 heavenly baby, but she's amazing, and we pray about her every day.
So you get to have make a movie with your husband, and this is Amazing Christmas. So is it something for families since you have kids?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Something that's really important for us was making movies that people could sit down and watch as a family, but not something that's cheesy. I feel like we've been watching the same formula over and over again, and we decided that we wanted to change that. So we partnered up with Great American Family, and they were on board with what we wanted to do, and they could not have been a greater cheerleader for us to be able to make this project. So we're here now, and dreams are really coming true for our family because we're making a project that we're very passionate about.
Because you guys have made several films together, but this is the first Christmas movie, really, right?
No, we've made Christmas films together before, and we've produced before, but not like this. Our production company really took over on this one. We partnered up with Roberts Media, and here we are. I mean, we're in the middle of AT Stadium, more than we could have ever asked for.
And stepping up the game. And I love that you said it's better quality, it's a better kind of a movie, because we kind of see the cliche Christmas movies.
Yeah, this one is definitely elevated, I think, right off the bat. Remember when you start Greatest Showman, and right away it's like, and you're like, what am I getting into? This has a very similar start point where you're like, what did I just sit down to watch?
I love it. I want to see that.
Yes, I cannot wait for you guys to see it.
Oh my gosh. Well, girl, it's like old home week.
I know, right?
I gotta give a hug.
I
can't believe it. So good to see you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hope you guys love the movie.
Yes.
Please check it out.
Check it out, and we love her. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
It was so much fun being in the stadium, first of all. AT&T Stadium. I mean, the Cowboys have played there, been concerts there, and to have a movie being filmed there, it was really fun. And to watch that scene, I was impressed with Carlos just going into a song and singing a song for me. I was like, it's so cool, wasn't that?
Yeah,
very rarely do we get that. And we've had a few people do it, but very rarely. So that was kind of fun. And I love the fact that they're married. And I love what she said, Isaac, about wanting to make better movies, better quality movies. She said she's seen Christian films all her life, but they wanted to step the level up. So that's their inspiration, was to bring this to another level and make a really good movie. I love hearing that, don't you? We love hearing that. There's filmmakers out there who that's their goal.
I do. The only thing is that you always get all the fun interviews, and I'm over here in my little corner. But okay, that's fine. well, that's it for. Yeah.
Come on up to Dallas and we'll do some more. It's kind of fun.
I'm going to have to. Well, that's it for today's show. I just want to remind everybody to go check out our website, faithonfilmtv.com. That's faithonfilmtv.com. And follow us, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at faithonfilmtv. Holly, another great show.
Another great show. Good being with you. God bless everyone.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.